everyone, how are you guys doing this amazing Friday evening? Hi, thank you so much for joining me yet again for another episode of Self Care Chats with Farah, and today we are at episode 9. I am super excited to be hosting a really good friend, my sister, smart young lady uh, called Hijabeefied. We all know her as Hijabeefied. And I can see her right now. She's ready to join us. So let me just. Hi. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, it's episode 9 of Self Care Chats with Farah. I'm super elated actually. How far we have come, and you guys have been super
Hi, Assalamu alaikum. I'm not sure if it's my network
supportive
or
with my
yours, but it seems
series.
to be loading on my
And
end.
you've joined me since episode 1. It's amazing. So we're just waiting for Hijabeefied to connect and join us so that we can kick off our episode. Alhamdulillah. Hi everyone. Thank you so
Guys,
much.
is it me you can't
So
see or
I'll
is
just
it
give you
Farah?
guys a little brief about self-care chats. I had started off a self-care Monday series back in 2019, I think, and I would just do small videos. Okay, she's unable to join. Then you just request her. Hijabified, I just sent you a request. I hope you can see that. Okay, there.
Hey,
Great.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. How are you?
I don't know what happened over there. I'm
Yeah,
good,
it took some
alhamdulillah.
time to connect and then it said unable to join.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
Hi.
being here.
Thank you for having me. As I said,
It's
I'm actually quite nervous.
stop.
No, seriously, because I'm always the one on that side interviewing people. So,
Okay.
yeah, so I think I've only
That
like done
actually
one on the
being
other side.
interviewed is like the easiest job. Like you're just answering questions. Now I'm nervous. You know?
So,
So I was just telling the viewers a little brief history about self-care chats. So it started off last year as Self-Care Mondays, where I would just share a short video here on IGTV and YouTube about self-care and just, just small things we can do to change, to love ourselves more. And then I stopped. That was like season 1. I had a burnout.
right,
So
right.
yeah, I was out of ideas. So now what to do? So 2020 kicked in and with a bang. And
Yeah.
yeah, and a lot of my friends were like, and viewers as well, they were like, Farah, how are you keeping so positive? And they always ask me these questions, and I'm like,
Right.
you know what? You should see the people around me because I feel like I'm learning a lot from them. So I was
Okay.
like, wait a minute, you know what? Season 2, we have to all talk about our journeys, we have to
Right.
share
Right.
because I feel like self-care is such a personal journey.
Mm.
Everyone has their own way of dealing with things.
Mm.
Everyone has their own mantra, if you may. Everyone has their own vibe.
Mm.
And I feel like we can all pick a thing from two from each
From each
other
other.
and
Right.
yeah, and just love ourselves more. And
I'm
that's how
into that.
self-care season 2 kicked off.
That's
I
nice. How do
swear
you
I
know the
did not
history
know.
about it?
Yeah, I did not know that. At first I doubted myself. I was like,
Mm.
what?
Imposter
you know?
syndrome.
Yeah, and I honestly I'm proud of myself. Last week I was like,
Alhamdulillah.
really, wow. Because I was like, how am I gonna ask people questions? And I'm like, no, you gotta do it. Just that first
Yeah.
step, and then you
Yeah.
kick off.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess you get the hang of it when you do it
Yeah,
more
you
often.
just get the hang of it. It's true. I'm
Yeah.
learning so much. I've improved. I'm trying to 15 comments now. I have a title now, so I'm learning.
Right,
I'm
right.
trying to be professional.
I get your struggles. I've been doing get to know live sessions every Saturday night, and yeah, I'm also still on a learning phase, so I get it.
I know. I think every life teaches you something, isn't it?
It does. It does for sure. Yeah.
Oh my God. Hijabified. Everyone knows you as Hijabified around here. So let's start off with an introduction. Tell us who you are. Tell us who Hijabified is.
Yeah, so Hijabified is basically what I go by on this Instagram platform because I have a different one too. I started 5 years ago in 2015, right after I finished uni. The intention at the time was so to just remind other sisters that you can still look pretty while looking modest.
Mm.
And over time, that's graduated and evolved to be a lot more. It's evolved to be a space where I just basically unstereotype, just share stories of how, or mostly mine, based on my story, on how
Mm.
you can do whatever you want to do and still remain a practicing Muslim, because society has
Mm.
tried to tell us otherwise. It's tried to tell us that we are supposed to be a certain way.
A certain
Uh,
way. Mm.
yeah, by mostly trying to confuse culture with religion. So, yeah, it's just a platform where I try to share positive vibes and keep it moving.
Yeah, you honestly, your platform, every post like makes you think. It
Aw,
really sparks that thought in you, like shit. I'm sorry, you're not supposed to say that, but like, oh my God, damn, this is happening around us, and then you go like, look at Hijabified. I mean, why not? Why can't I be like that? Like, look at her. She's amazing. I mean, she's so modest and
thank you,
she's
Farah.
looking damn good, And
Thank you,
girls
Farah.
nowadays are so conscious about their looks and what to wear. It's
Yeah,
really hard. I don't want to judge anyone, but it's
yeah,
hard. I know it's hard for any figure type. Let's not
yes.
even go there. First of
Mm,
all, I mean, just selecting clothes is hard, and
mm,
then going to body types, that's
yeah,
another story. And
yeah. And then
oh,
trying to keep it modest as well. It comes with
I
an extra
know.
challenge altogether. Yeah,
It's
alhamdulillah.
really hard. So hijabified, you're not hijabified. Who are you?
My name is Ibtisam Habib. My name is actually Sharifa
Yes,
Ibtisam Habib. I have two
Sharifa.
names, Sharifa and Ibtisam. Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
one do
so
you
that's
use
me.
the most?
To my mother's disappointment, Ibtisam, she really likes Sharifa, but somehow Ibtisam is what I've used for the most part of my life until I went to university, and then people in uni couldn't say Ibtisam, and that's when I started using Sharifa. So mostly when you hear people calling me
Ah,
Sharifa, it's because they know me from university.
from
Because that
uni.
phase, I just picked my struggle to say, you know what, my name is Sharifa. But anyone else
Wow.
before that calls me Ibtisam.
So your mom was right.
My mom wanted Sharifa. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's amazing. So Sharifa is, which is your mom's name, or is it someone's name
It's
that
the
was
lady that
given
sort
to
of brought
you?
up. She sort of brought up my mom. Hence, she wanted me to be called Sharifa. But then my dad decided, hey, you're all not deciding Sharifa Ibtisam. He just went and decided to write Sharifa Ibtisam on my birth certificate. So,
Ah, how
yep.
cool is that?
Well, it's complicated too because now I
Yeah.
have too many names. But yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Wow. Ibtisam, I'll just say Ibtisam. That okay?
yeah.
Great, great. All right, so let's just jump right into it. Um, First of all, how are you feeling?
In the spirit
Please
of
be
all
honest.
honesty, I'm
Yeah.
exhausted. I'm tired.
Okay.
I think it's been a lot going on in my space,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just tired. That's how I'm feeling right now. But I'm grateful. I'm now home. I'm at my mom's
Mm.
place, which means I'm gonna take some time out. And my mom lives near the beach, so that's a good thing for me.
Oh.
So I look forward to the next couple of days just to get over
Mm.
that exhaustion. Yeah, but I'm tired. That's how I currently feel. Tired.
Can I say you're drained as well emotionally?
Yeah, both actually, emotionally,
Mm.
physically. Like I just came back from my trip, and then I had to move out to a new place, and I'm just physically tired. Emotion,
Mm.
like there's just so much going on in my space that
Mm.
has me tired. but I'm also grateful to not
Mm.
get that confused, because I'm grateful for so many things.
Mm.
But it doesn't mean I'm not tired. I'm still tired.
You're still tired.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. That's a
Yeah,
bummer.
yeah, no, but
I can,
it's
I can understand being tired emotionally.
mm,
It takes away so much from you. You lose your focus, you lose your gist, you lose your vibe.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
But
god.
yeah, but that's the good thing for me is
Mm.
I know what I need to do usually when I
Mm-hmm.
feel whenever I'm low, for whether
Mm-hmm.
emotionally, physically, or for any reason. When I feel low, I know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I know if I go to the beach,
Mm-hmm.
things like it can be this, it can be like a switch. It can be as easy as that.
Wow.
Like the beach does
Wow.
that for me. And
Wow.
I am glad that I got the opportunity and I'm back home. And my mom's house. So
And it's amazing that you know that
yes.
what's your trick. That's amazing. That's most
Ex-
important because
Exactly.
people stay in denial. They don't want to really say that okay, there is something wrong, but then okay, now if the sun is not in a good space, let's head out to the beach. That's
Exactly. Yeah. And
amazing.
it's so
That's
important
good.
to know it, because otherwise it's literally continuous. If you stay in this space for too long is when you get into
Hmm.
depression
Hmm.
and things like that.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
knowing exactly how you are, and
Hmm.
what you need to do to get over it, I find that so
Hmm.
important. Yeah.
Yes, that's most important.
Yeah.
If this on Let's go back to January 2020. So if this on in Jan 2020
Mm.
versus if this on in November, what has
Yo.
changed and who do you prefer? Let's leave aside the exhaustion.
I still
Yeah.
prefer now, I think, because
Okay.
so January 2020, we were actually sending each other these videos the other day with my friend Lucy and Fazal. January 2020, we were celebrating New Year's back in Zanzibar. And we're making all this noise, Happy New Year! So,
Oh,
like, midway through the year with Corona and its life, and we're like, fam,
wow.
if we knew,
If you knew,
if
oh
we knew
gosh.
what 2020 had in store for us.
Store, it's
But now that I
true.
look at November, I'm grateful for so much that this year has, like, this year is when like people stood up for Black Lives Matter. This is the year
Hmm.
where we like people were tested in terms of health, and Alhamdulillah, I'm
Hmm.
still healthy, so I'm so grateful. I still
Yes.
have a job, because a lot of people lost their
Lost their
income. Yes, I
jobs.
lost
Hmm.
part of my income,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm still here. I'm okay,
Yeah.
So
Mm.
I would still prefer where I am right now, because it's made me grow. And a lot of things have happened in my personal space as well that I'm not ready to share as yet. But a lot of things have happened in my personal and workspace that makes me grateful for where I am today, like November. And I don't know, Allah, ya, maybe if Corona didn't happen, I wouldn't
Mm.
have gone through what I
All
did to be
that.
here. Yeah,
Mm.
so I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for the year that has been. And sometimes we take these things for granted. We're like, oh my God, Corona. But Corona has made us rethink so many things,
So many
so
things.
many
Yes.
things, and
Mm-hmm.
and I'm grateful for that. So yeah, and I know we've lost lives, and I can't ignore that and be like, oh my God, it was no. I know we've lost lives because of Corona. I know people have lost jobs because of Corona, but
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't stop me from being grateful for the now. Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. It's so true. Uh, we were. I feel like this year we become more intentional with whatever we are doing, even
Yeah.
how we are thinking. We
Yeah.
become like, no, this is not necessary. Don't bother.
Mm-hmm.
What
Mm-hmm.
is necessary, let's focus on that. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's a huge blessing because it has taken away all the unwanted stress and worries that we normally would have, you
Yeah.
know, like thinking 10 years ahead for no
I know,
reason,
when you don't know if
you
you're
know.
promised tomorrow.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm like,
I feel like it's
wow.
even helped us pick our friends, honestly. Like, there's people like
Yes.
you realize you just haven't talked, you haven't met this entire year. You were just
Mm,
randomly bumping into them, but because now there's Corona, you're being very intentional who you even plan to go meet. You
it's
know.
true.
So
And you're
yeah.
also, I feel like we've also become more compassionate towards each other.
Mm.
Where I feel like this year I have been making calls instead of texting. I'm like,
Right.
I want to hear your voice. I miss you.
I haven't seen you.
You know? Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
what is happening? And then I'm like, no, we didn't have this. And it's so funny how now video calls are so rampant, and so like
Yeah.
instead of a call, even my mom, she's busy video calling. My dad knows how to video call now, and I'm like, wow, you guys.
It took Corona for all this to
Yeah,
happen.
can you imagine? Wow. Would you say that are you a planner? First of all, let me ask you that.
50-50. For the most part, I think yes, I am. I would write down what I need to do, and
Hmm.
like if like for my
So,
travels, the things that I
so
love the
in
most, I
Jan,
would
did you
plan
have
for them.
a whole mood board for 2020?
No, I'm not. So for me, I don't think I do the whole New Year resolution per se.
Uh,
So no,
uh,
I didn't have a mood board, but I do have like my like birthday sort of year. So when I turn 29, this is what I want to do. Da, 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 da. And funny
okay.
story, I turned 29 the day we had the first case of corona in Kenya, the 13th of March, and I was like, "Happy birthday, baby girl!"
What?
Yeah, so I
You
didn't
were
have
there
like what
having
I want to
cake,
do. I know.
while the whole of Kenya was like, "Oh,
Yep, I
they're
remember my
calling."
cousin was coming for my birthday, and he had to go buy sanitizers first. And he came and was like, "Oh my God, all of the sanitizers are so expensive." And I was like, "Oh, we're really doing this, hey?"
Yeah, we were in denial for quite a bit.
Yeah, we
Wow.
were, we were.
Oh God.
But yes, I did have like plans, that this is what I wanted to achieve when I was 29. This is what I want to do for my business.
Hmm.
Fair to say, those plans didn't really happen,
Hmm.
but other things happened
Other
instead.
things
And
happen, yeah, and
yeah. So
alhamdulillah for that as well.
you don't lose it all. You lose some, you
No,
gain
no, you
some.
never, you
Yeah,
never.
yeah.
That's amazing. So now we're in 2020. We have a new normal in quotes.
Mm-hmm.
As a content creator, you think a content creator, how take us through a day in the life of a content creator in this new normal.
Yeah. So
I'm sure
I
a
think
lot
I
has changed.
struggled. Yeah, I think I quite struggled at the beginning because for me, first of all, we need to understand that I'm not a full-time content creator.
Okay,
I'm actually have a full-time job, a nine to
job.
five, 9 to 6, whatever you want to call it, job. I have that, and then I have Hijabeefied where I create content. But unlike many content creators who do it as a full-time job, where they go out to like
Hmm.
have proposals to brands and whatnot,
Hmm.
for me, it's
Hmm.
mostly just creating for the fun of it. And occasionally I partner with brands, but that's not like something I do like on a regular. And then I
On the
also
regular.
have an entrepreneurship thing that I do on the side where I
Hmm.
design bags and whatnot.
Hmm.
So how Corona has affected these three lives. One, the last time I went to the office was the 12th of March 2020. I have not been to the office since March. And I still work for this company, but I've not physically been to that office. So, and I'm an extrovert, which means I have struggled
Uh-oh.
for a good chunk of
Uh-oh.
time because now I had to work at home and create like a desk space where like it became my office. So there's that. And then because of that and not meeting people for like a hot minute, I also like I had somehow content creation got affected because I wasn't feeling that whole vibe of
Hmm.
creating
Hmm.
things and posting them. So
Hmm.
for a while, it slowed me down.
Mm-hmm.
So that slowed down. But then eventually, like as you say, it's the new normal now. So I got the hang
Hmm.
of it, and
Hmm.
I came back to creating. But also, I've become very intentional. Like I create when I'm in the mood to create, and not necessarily because I feel like I need to post every day. Which
First.
initially you feel that pressure of, oh my god, because the reality
Yeah.
of
Oh,
this Instagram space is
this
if you don't
space is
post, people
is
will
it's mad.
unfollow you.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but I said, you know what? So right, fam. So right. People had that pressure of, oh, what have you learned in 20? What skill have you learned, fam? I'm surviving, okay? So,
I'm breathing. Hello. Hello. I'm
you
breathing.
know, bare minimum. I'm here. So, no skill I've learned.
Yeah.
I post when I post. When I have something that I feel like, this is cool, I'll post it.
Yeah. Do that.
That's how, as a content creator, that's how I've lived through this year. I did get fortunate and I got to travel to Turkey, which was on my list the whole time. And I didn't think I was gonna make it in 2020, but somehow, Alhamdulillah, it happened in 2020. So that
MashaAllah.
also gave me the motivation to come back and post. And so, like for like 2 weeks or so, I was very busy posting, and then again
Mm,
I went. So basically, long story short,
yeah.
I post when I am there, like when I'm physically and
Mm,
emotionally in that space of, you know what, I can share this, and there's no pressure. Like
yes.
if I don't post for five
And
days, it's okay.
that's amazing. And that's the best place to be in when you're on this crazy social media space. Same for me, if I may add. In March, April, I think May, June, July, August, I was very low. I did not post anything. I just didn't feel like it. I was scared, I
Mm,
was anxious, I was angry,
mm,
I was crying on days, and I wasn't in a good space. And there were
mm.
times when I came out and I said, yes, I'm not in a good space.
Yeah,
And then I'm like, I don't want to put that out. I don't want to scare people more. And
yeah,
I just
yeah,
let myself feel all those feelings. I just let it all
yeah,
out. Once it was out, I was good. I was like, okay, let's do
yeah.
this. So
Because there's a very thin line. I understand. Sometimes you're like, do I share like my
mm,
sadness to this world? Is it
yeah,
really worth it? It's a very thin line, and it's very confusing. I don't think there's a right way or wrong way to it,
mm,
because
mm,
granted, sometimes if all you share is positive vibes, then guys are like, she can't have it all figured out. But that's not the
yeah,
thing. I just don't share my lows, because
share, yeah,
what are you gonna do about it? But then sometimes you're also thinking, okay, maybe I should share some of my lows so that people understand I'm
mm,
only human. Like just like
yeah.
them, I have my own struggle. So it's so confusing, and there's no right way to it. So whatever you
It's true,
feel
it's true.
you need to do that day, you
Yeah,
do. Yeah.
yeah. And that's the best advice. If there are any content creators here listening,
Mm,
don't pressure yourself. Do not. Do
I know.
not.
And yes,
Everyone
remember,
has their
you
own
don't,
race and their own pace,
but
and
it's
yeah,
okay.
yes, that's amazing.
Yep.
2020 obviously was a roller coaster of emotions for all of us, and I just
Mm.
shared mine. I was really scared. But do you have any really high, moments that where you are like, dude, what is happening?
Mm, mm. Yeah, actually, okay. There's one that's, as I said, there's some personal things that I am still not ready to share. But I got to travel to Turkey, and I can't tell you, like, I have a list of places that I want to go to, and Turkey was always on that list. So that I
Hmm,
managed to
hmm,
go to Turkey in a
hmm,
year where
hmm.
we're going through a pandemic. Okay, and
I
like
know.
else I would say it's a pandemic. In a year we're going through a pandemic, and I managed to travel, and between you and me, it's the cheapest time. It was the cheapest time to travel, so that helped.
Oh.
Yeah, like because there were not many people who were flying out and whatnot. So that I managed to go to Turkey, and I didn't manage to do everything that I was on my list initially that I would have wanted to do,
Hmm,
but I
hmm,
still got there. It was such
hmm,
a high for me, Alhamdulillah. And well, part of the loss that I did manage to do that. But my lowest moment, I think of 2020 was one. Well, I guess there's quite a few. One was when there's that pressure of we were gonna go into like a country lockdown,
hmm,
and I was
hmm,
in Nairobi, and I was my friend Luchi at the time. We were in Nairobi, and we were so stressed out. Like, what happens? Do we go to Mombasa? Do we stay in Nairobi? Like, what do we do?
hmm,
It was
hmm,
such a hard time to get through. And then secondly is I had to just put a break to my Taji bags, and Lord knows how much I love that thing.
yeah, I know.
But I had to put a break to it because I make my bags of India, and India was going through even a harder time.
Hard
And
time.
I haven't done the bags in 8 months now, and that was a source of
Hmm,
income for me, which meant
hmm,
a good chunk of my income just got.
hmm,
So it took me a while to figure out, okay, now how do I readjust my life to still make
hmm.
it work? Because obviously I was surviving on this income too. But yeah, that's what I'm telling you. 2020 has taught us, like it's taught us how to live with lower means, and
Hmm, hmm,
yeah, it's been a low moment because of that, but
hmm.
God provides, and somehow we're here.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah.
He does provide.
Yes.
It's so funny how we are so like, oh no, what will happen? What? And God is just there like, I had everything planned. Can you just relax?
Relax.
You
Yeah,
know?
he is the
And
planner. Yeah.
subhanallah, somehow you see things working out and doors opening, and you're like, huh? Wait, how?
Yep.
You
Yep.
know?
Exactly.
Subhanallah.
Exactly. That
Ah,
closed down, and that's from me telling you that income closed down, but something else has opened up. It's
and
not
open,
actualized
yeah.
yet. Keeping it hush hush, but
And
alhamdulillah.
yeah,
Yeah.
mashallah. And I always said this, and 2020 has been a blessing in disguise in the
Yeah.
sense that we had learned how to innovate.
Hmm.
We've learned how to look inside and make things work. Like, we are working from home. Now
I know.
companies are opening up to that idea. And for people like me who are differently abled, that's
Yeah.
a big blessing for us, like
Indeed.
we can work
Yeah.
from home. Because
Yeah.
before companies would be like, that's not even an option.
Yeah.
So
True,
now it's
true.
so much easier for someone who cannot go to work. For
Every day.
women
Yeah.
with kids, they can work from home, and
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's
And
amazing that,
companies have realized it's possible. Yeah.
yeah, it is possible.
Mhm.
And I feel like they should never forget that.
Yo, no, fam. I want to go back to work, okay?
Oh, you
Like, I'm
want to go?
ready, sis. Yo, I'm an extrovert. Like, I feed off
Uh,
people's energy. So, I'm
yeah,
down to go back.
you're a
But
people's
I like the
person.
flexibility that we understand that it's not a must for us to go.
Yes,
We can
yes.
work while still being at home. Yeah.
So true. Okay, as an entrepreneur, now let's go to that section of your life.
Mhm.
First of all, tell us something about your business. Just give us a brief introduction, and then
Mm.
tell us how it took a hit, and take us through what changes you had to make, and yeah, just take us through 2020 and your business.
So, some of my income options that I had was one. I make bags on a page called Tajified. The brand is called
Mm,
Taji.
mm,
So what I do is I design them, and then I have a tailor back in India. And
mm,
India, because I used to live in India back in 2018. That's where I met my tailor. So what happened so I make the bags there, and then he ships them here, and I sell them off Instagram for the most part.
mm,
Um, with Corona now and India being highly affected,
mm,
my tailor wasn't going to the workshop. We had to close down the workshop. He's now back up actually, but
mhm,
still it's shaky. It's on and off.
mm,
The cargo to Kenya is now a lot more expensive. Everything is just a
mm,
little
mm,
messy on the side. But alhamdulillah, again, I wasn't surviving on one income, so I had a full-time employment, and I also have like a modesty fashion thing that I do on the side.
mm, mm,
So I have for starters, I have kimonos that I sell off through Vivo.
mhm, mhm,
So there's that that's still going on. And then I also occasionally just find modest picks and I sell them here. Like I would sell basketball
mm,
picks for my own wardrobe. Girls,
mm.
that's actually a way to make money. Let me just tell you that, okay? Because I realize as women we have so many clothes in the wardrobe. So many. I call it from the kabatini. So many stuff. Like just wake up one day and decide, you know what? When's the last time I wore you? You will
Oh,
just remember
yeah.
I haven't won that stuff in a hot minute. So I sold that. I picked a few items from Turkey and came through with them, and I'm selling that as well. So that's 2020 for you. It's reminded you, and that's what I'm actually generally passionate about. It's modest
Mm,
fashion. So 2020 has pushed me to actually actualize more of that and remember, like, to not get comfortable with where I
mm,
was, to remember to go back to what I was passionate about and do it. And I'm doing it slowly, very slowly,
mm, mm.
um, but to a level where I'm content. Yeah.
So, or do we see Tajify picking up again?
Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Don't get me wrong. Tardified is not closed. No, it's
Okay.
taken a break. Yeah, it's taken a break.
Okay. Awesome.
I have my designs ready. We're working on it, but I just decided, you know what? Don't put that pressure on yourself in 2020. It's
Mm,
okay. Just
mm,
survive, and we'll be back.
mm.
Inshallah, we'll be back. Not unless Allah has other plans for me. But my
True.
current intention is definitely we're gonna come back. Yeah, Okay. And I
I'm a
miss it.
Tajified fan. I have the
I
wallet,
know. Thanks,
which my
man.
mom and I we fight for it. So some days she uses it, and then I'm like, I need my wallet back. And then I
Thank
take it
you.
from her.
Thank you. No,
Mashallah,
it's
your stuff
something I
is really
love
good.
to do. So
Yeah, and
I
it
actually,
shows.
and I'm not a bagaholic. I can't say it's because I love bags. Not
Mm.
necessarily. I just love the whole creating something and then selling it
Ah,
and then getting feedback that someone liked it. That just
yeah,
energizes me. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to young entrepreneurs right now,
There's something
keeping
I keep
2020's
hearing.
condition in mind?
Yeah, I keep hearing a lot of it. Oh, I don't have the capital. I like,
Mm,
like people who are content creators tell you, I don't have that fancy camera yet. I don't have 100,000 to buy all that stock. Honestly, my advice to you is just start with whatever little you have.
mm,
Make that one dress and sell it first. Use your phone if you are use your phone first and start with that,
mm,
and then
mm.
it will grow. Like like we
Yeah.
put ourselves into so much pressure. Like, oh my god, I want to start and just have 100,000 followers. It doesn't happen like that. Just
No. Yeah.
just start. If it's something you truly enjoy, start,
Mm,
and then the rest will follow through. Yeah. And if you
yeah.
think it's taking time and it's not, pivot, change, relook, think. Okay, maybe this wasn't it. Maybe I need to try green dresses instead of white dresses.
Mm,
But just
mm.
start.
Yeah.
That would be my
Start.
advice.
That
Yeah.
that's the hardest part. That start part. That first step towards your dream, towards your passion. It's so hard, and I feel like it's so unnecessary that it's hard because it's
Mm-hmm.
something that you love, that you want
Mm-hmm.
to do, but
Mm-hmm.
there's so much this self-doubt and
Yeah.
anxiety that covers you. It just makes you scared.
But I
Like,
always
should
say
I
there's a
really?
difference between someone who has a brilliant idea and someone who
Mm-hmm.
executes the brilliant idea. You, with your brilliant
Mm,
idea, without doing anything about it, you remain
mm,
broke. The person who had
mm,
just but did something about it, that's
mm,
that's what
mm.
makes the difference between that billionaire and the next common man.
So
You know
true,
what I mean?
so
So
true,
if you have
so
the
true.
idea but you're just sitting on it and being unwilling,
Yeah.
it won't actualize itself.
Noted. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
um, tell us what you learned about yourself during this period.
I'm stronger than I thought I was. And I can
Amen.
survive with one income. I learned that too.
Yes.
I can survive with less money.
Okay.
I don't mind having more. Let's not get it
Of
twisted.
course. Of
Please,
course.
God,
No, you
don't
didn't hear that.
misunderstand me. I would love to have more, but I can survive
Mm,
with less, and I'm stronger than I thought I was, because I was so worried at the beginning. I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna survive? Like, how am I gonna do
mm,
it? I'm living alone now. Like, am I gonna be able to pay
mm,
for all these
mm,
things? But as long as you keep yourself in check, you remind yourself that this is
mm,
how we're doing it.
mm.
Yeah, and that's what I
So
learned. Like, you got
yeah,
this.
that's amazing. You learned how to prioritize what you
Mm,
need versus what you want.
yeah, and I
Is
also
that
learned
true?
that
Mm,
savings come through. Whew.
mm,
Like
okay.
I look at the people that were living, like, for example, someone who makes 200,000, right? But
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
used 199 until payday, versus someone who was making 100,000 but was saving 50 and living
mm,
humble and just using the
mm,
50. There is
mm,
such a difference in those two people, such a big difference. You and your 200,000 didn't save anything, but a person with half your
mm,
salary was doing the most. Yeah, and it reminded me, Ipti, like, you weren't going crazy when you were limiting XYZ by saving XYZ. It was
mm,
the right
mm.
thing to do. Keep doing it, and in fact, if you can't do more, like, save more for those emergency days, because you clearly no one was prepared for 2020. You just slapped us and woke us up.
So true.
Yeah, yeah. So.
What would you tell young girls, who viewers, even guys, how should we prioritize our savings? Like, how do you start?
First, I'll just tell you, live beyond your means. Like, just because you can afford a house that's worth 40,000, right, doesn't mean that's what you go for. No, like,
Mm,
actually put down what you get as like your income versus all your expenses, and then and then be very clear, like, do I need to live in this expensive house? Can I live in a smaller house and just be comfortable with it? That's one. Two, actually have a standing order. Like, that's what I always say. Like, don't say, I'll save 5,000 every month, because if you don't have that discipline, you won't save it. So just have the bank automatically take away 5,000 from your account every whatever date that you have. Because if you see that 5,000, you will be tempted to use that 5,000, or you will assume you have that 5,000.
You still
So
have,
pretend you don't have it. Pretend you don't have it. Just tell the bank, fam, take it out immediately. It's in, take it out. Yeah, and that's always my advice. Have a standing order to put out your savings.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
a
I
really
think
good tip, actually.
it really works. It really works, because if you start seeing that money in your account, you are gonna tell yourself so many lies.
It's so true. And it's personally as well, 2020 has really taught me a lot about business. I run a catering business with my mom, and we
You
really
have the
learned.
best kima pilau, if I do say
Thank
so
you.
myself. Oh, and your
Thank
pili
you.
pili. Bomb.
Yeah. Thank you. So we really learned how to budget, and try and plan our meals so that we don't overcook at times. And now we
Right.
can't sell it, so it goes. Oh my God! Until we learned. Hey,
Alhamdulillah.
and then there were
Yeah.
days we were like, yeah, giving each other high fives, like our measurements went correct, and we
All
were like
right.
so so happy. Oh gosh. Wow,
Alhamdulillah.
that's how I
Yeah.
was like, we really looked in this year and said, you know what? Yes, we can.
Mm.
We actually can do something. And
Right.
when I hear people complaining that, what should I do? Where do I start? Just look around you. There's
Yeah, it's a wrong
something, yeah.
mentality.
Yeah, there's a demand where you can supply something. Just you have to look around.
You do. You do. Especially in Nairobi, I feel like the opportunities in Nairobi they're there. We just need to go look for them. They exist.
Compared to
Yeah.
Mombasa, now that you're in Mombasa,
Yeah.
tell us
Definitely.
how
Go.
different it will be.
No, I just Mombasa. First of all, it's very hot to try and do things. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But I just find like there's a lot of entrepreneurial opportunities. Like, even when you look at companies, a lot of the headquarters are in Nairobi for a valid reason. It's just a lot of infrastructure that's ready for you to make that. Sorry, I'm seeing my battery is running low. Yeah, so I don't know. I know people make it in Mombasa. You have to know what you want to do, how to make it in Mombasa. For the most part of my adult life, I've been in Nairobi, so I don't know much about making it out here,
Mombasa.
but I do know
Oh,
in
okay.
Nairobi, the opportunities are
Yeah,
there.
there's a
They're there.
lot.
As long
There's a
as you're
lot.
not all picky and say, I only want to do an office job. The opportunities are there. Yeah,
True. So
yeah.
true. What is next? Yeah. Okay,
Chat.
now we're gonna get a bit personal and deep now.
Okay.
Ibtisam, when you look into the mirror, are you happy with what you see? First of all, tell me, what do you see?
That's an interesting question. I see a 29-year-old, very independent woman, um, who struggles in many things, but still appreciates, has learned to be grateful. I think that's what I see. I see a broken person who's learned to appreciate what she has. Yeah, I think that
Wow.
would be in a nutshell.
And are you happy with what you see?
Not every day.
Of course.
But 90%, yes, Alhamdulillah. I give all credit to God for what I have. And I know He's made no mistakes for giving me what He's given
What
me.
is given, yes.
Yeah, so yes, I tend to be very content and happy with the person that I am now. Granted, I know I've got a lot of things to improve on, a lot of things, sis, but work in
Like,
progress. Like one, I curse a lot. Ooh, I curse.
Okay.
It's not funny. It's not funny how I curse. I curse a lot, and
Ooh.
it needs to change. Other thing is
I
I
don't believe
struggle.
that, by the way.
Yo, this is me
Yeah,
being very
you've not
conscious.
done it with me.
I
You've not done it with me.
I am being so aware and intentional as I have this conversation, so I don't curse. My friend Luch is always reminding me, Ipsy, we said we're not cursing. I'm like, I know, I'm working on it. So if you
Wow.
haven't noticed it, it means I have really tried. Okay, I am, I'm doing a
Well
good
done.
job.
I'm clapping for you.
Thanks. So
Wow.
yeah, that's one thing I know I need to change. I also need to work on not being as stubborn that like. I'm a very stubborn person, very stubborn person. So
Hmm.
I need to work around that and stop being very stubborn. I struggle to ask for help. I I
Oh.
I that whole Miss Independence thing can come
Hmm.
back and actually be a negative thing at some point where
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
you struggle to actually ask for help, and that's me. I've always been like that, and that's no excuse because it doesn't mean I accept it and continue. But I
Hmm.
like to a point where there's times where I didn't have pocket money when I was in school, and I couldn't ask my parents for money. That's
Wow.
yeah. I struggle to ask for help. So yeah, basically, before I expose all my problems out here, yeah, there's things that I
No,
need to
this is
work
a
on
safe
for sure.
space. This is a safe space. Trust me. We all had these problems, and we don't talk about them. And I feel
Mm,
like the more we do talk about them, the more it's easier to understand how people behave and how things are going. Really,
mm.
you shouldn't. Don't be ashamed. I want to
I'm reading
take
a
you that.
comment here from Mariam who says she believes it. She knows that I cuss a lot.
Oh wow! Oh gosh! Really? Hey, I don't want to see that,
Problem.
Ibtisam.
I know.
Ibtisam, when you say you're stubborn, is it? Do you mean stubborn with having your way or no way, or is it
There's
stubborn in
yeah,
I
there's
want
that.
this
There's
and I
also
want that?
no. There's also there's that element of being so used to doing things a certain way that it takes me a
Hmm.
while to adjust to say, okay, let's see like what you have as an option instead. Like for me, if you can't just tell me no, like you must tell me no because otherwise I'll be like, mm-mm. Yeah, like my brain can really do things on me. Like if I
Hmm.
tell you let's go to the beach and then you say no, I'll be like, okay, I was gonna curse. Woo! I did it. But instead,
But
instead, I would
someone
like
cannot see you clearly. I don't know. Can you see us clearly?
strange.
I can't. You're blurred a bit.
That's probably my internet. I blame Mombasa.
Ah, okay.
I don't know, sis.
It's okay. Oh wow. I'm
Yeah,
still stuck on the stubbornness. Because it can get really toxic. Do you
mm,
think it has affected your way of dealing with people and your relationships?
I'm sure it has.
Mm-hmm.
Because as I said, but I am fairly good with communicating. Like I will tell you why I feel
Okay.
like I'll tell you,
Hmm.
okay, you can't just tell me no. Tell me why you're saying no.
Hmm.
Like or then what are you proposing instead? So that way, I will communicate why I feel what
Hmm.
I feel. Yeah. So if you're a person who tends to just run away and don't communicate, then we will have a problem. Let me try switch on to
We will have a
Wi-Fi
problem.
and see if the
Okay.
the Wi-Fi would work better than
Yeah.
my bundles. Yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
that's my struggle. That's my
Hmm.
stubbornness struggle.
Yeah.
Mm.
Everyone has a struggle. Everyone has a struggle. I struggle with snapping. I snap a lot.
Uh,
Um, there are
okay.
times when I just snap and I get angry at my mom and then I cry and I tell her sorry and I'm like, why I'm so horrible. You know, it's a struggle. We all have
Yeah,
our
yeah.
struggles,
What are you
really,
doing
and
to work on it though? I think the first step
um,
usually is to accept that there's a problem, but then the second
yes,
thing
I
is like,
do.
what are you doing about it?
Do you know? Okay, first of all, I read here on Google. I googled. I
Mm.
googled a lot of things in the middle of the night, as I have shared with you.
Yeah.
So I googled this tasbih, which you should read in the morning, so that
Mm-hmm.
you don't get really angry. It's
Oh,
Ya
okay.
Halim, yeah, Ya Halim, 100 times before Fajr. So I
Okay.
try to read that a lot, and even when I do try and get Kidogo, like I feel like when I'm starting to get irritated, I'll just
Mm.
go like, okay, quiet, and I look at my
Mm.
mom, I'm like, yes, yes,
Mm.
I just
Yo,
accept.
send that to me. I probably need it, fam.
I will. It's
Yeah.
Ya Halim,
Yeah,
100
Halim.
times. Yeah, Halim.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
I'll
okay, I
practice
think
it.
we had. Uh, I think your communication is one of your strengths. Ibtisam, you speak your truth and proudly own it. Yes, I
Thank you.
think.
Not many people appreciate it though. That's the sad thing. Like some people, like, because my truth means I am brutally honest about my feelings, and sometimes I
Mm,
struggle to sugarcoat it to make it more
yeah,
palatable to
okay.
others. Yeah, yeah. I'll just
Yeah,
say,
that's also another struggle where you're like, no, I don't mean it like that, you know?
yeah, yeah.
But that's not on your part, that's on their part.
Mm.
Because if you don't want to hear the truth, then you find it sounds really rude and who does she think she is?
Yeah, I've had a lot of that, by the way. But
I can
like, it's
understand.
it's
Oh,
it's
wow.
what you get for being on this platform. People will have opinions about you, and you've got to
Mm.
take it or leave it and move on. Yeah.
And I find you really strong. You really quickly get back at them and like, stop it. I'm not
I
here for
think
all
it's
this
because I've
nonsense.
I've
And
been here for 5 years, so I've gone through all
mm,
the emotions, like getting
yeah.
affected by the rumors and
Mm,
and but now to a point where I'm just like, okay, next.
wow.
Like, and there's some comments that would still make me feel mad, but I
Mm,
remember that this person wanted to make you mad, so be careful on what you give them back, because if you show them that
yeah.
you're mad, it means they've won the battle.
They've
So
won.
you
Yes.
you hit it with sarcasm, or
Mm,
you find a way,
yeah.
or humor, and find a way to just like get it done with.
Shut
Yeah.
them off. Yeah. That's amazing. If this one tell us, okay, we're talking about what you see and are you happy? I want to know what do you love about what you see. Like,
Ooh.
tell us what do you love. Maybe it could be your eyes. Or what feature do you love the
Oh, in
most?
terms of like physical, what I love.
Yes,
Because I was
yes,
gonna
yes.
say like my brain, which I can't see, but I love it.
No, 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 I want to know what you love about this amazing human that you see in the mirror.
Oh.
Flaunt it! Come on, tell us.
I love my eyes, actually. I love my eyes. It's one of those things that no one has ever, because sadly, with how societies, there's always people who have like an opinion, or you have a big nose, you have too much bushy brows, and they make it sound like a bad thing. My eyes have never been like a point where people have had something to say about, which has helped in me constantly just liking them, because I'm like, oh, no one's found fault in this. So I love
Hmm.
my eyes. I also really like my hair. And Mariam, you're right. I like my hair. So don't get hijab twisted and assume I have bad hair. um, I I now love my body. I struggled with that for the longest time. I thought I was too skinny because society told me I was too skinny, and no man would ever
Mm.
love me because men want to hold some curves, all that crap that they say. But now, like, a lot later in life, I love my body. And my dad yesterday said, "Hey, Ipti, you're gaining weight," and I was like, "Dad, I don't want to gain weight. Like, it took me so long to love being skinny. Like, I don't want to gain
Hello,
weight."
can you let me love this first?
I'm like, I'm here now. Like, I don't want to now relearn a whole thing. And I'm like,
A
oh my
whole
god,
new body
that,
now. Hey,
yeah, yeah. So yeah,
wow. And
Mm.
what made you love your body again? Did something
Uh,
happen, or of course it was a
yeah,
process, I'm sure.
it's a lot of things, but this happened while I was in uni. Like I met people who appreciated skinny people,
Uh,
and I think being away from home, my usual space where everyone called out how skinny I was in a bad way. Um,
hmm,
when I was in a new space where people didn't like, people didn't have a problem with skinny. People
hmm,
reminded me how like models stuff themselves to look skinny, and all like that, and me thinking and me exposing myself to a whole bigger world than the whole that Mombasa home that I had,
hmm, hmm.
um, is what helped me realize, oh, hold up, like, yeah, I
It's
get
not
it.
that thing after all.
Calves are beautiful, but ain't nothing wrong with being skinny. Like these supermodels are
Hmm.
being paid a good buck for being skinny.
For being
Okay.
skinny. Wow.
Yeah. So it took like a whole transition, and for
Hmm.
me to love that. I still do get very defensive when someone starts telling me that. I'm just like, just shut up. Okay. Like
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
don't even let you come at me with that
Hmm.
negativity, because I'm afraid, like, what if they make me go back to
Hmm. Hmm.
that space. But now, like, I'm literally 29, and this probably happened maybe what, 6 years ago, when I was like, oh,
Hmm.
okay, I see me, you see me, sis,
Hmm.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
but
Someone
you
here
have
is
beautiful
saying,
hands too.
yeah,
I want to be a hand model when I grow up. I don't know, can someone, hook me up to a gig? I want to be a hand model, like
a
show off
hand
my
model,
veins and stuff.
mashallah. That's amazing. So, now that you love yourself, you love your body, um, I'm sure now you're more adamant on inspiring others to love these skinny bodies that they have. Because I'm sure there are a lot of girls, skinny or not skinny, and they're like, hey, damn, you
I get
know?
so many DMs actually from skinny girls who tell me, so where do you shop for your clothes? Like, I don't even get
Oh,
clothes. Like, how do you respond to people when they tell you no one will marry you because you're skinny? Like, I
mm,
get, you would be surprised. Like, sometimes I read those
wow.
comments, and they take me back to like a dark
Your
space. And I'm like,
space.
my God, I am so sorry that people still feel this way in this
Still
day,
feel this
in
way. Yeah.
2020. Like, surely body
Mm,
positivity, like, there's no one right way to be beautiful. We are all just
there is
differently
no.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And I try
We
I
are
try to
all.
share. I can't say I haven't, there's something that I'm very aware of, that I haven't been here to speak about how it's great to be a big bodied person, because I can't speak on their behalf. I struggle to say,
Mm,
you know what, you can be a size 16 and you're still beautiful. I struggle to speak about that, because but I know there's a lot of people who do that. So for me, what I do
mm,
speak to people who go through my issues, and just remind
yeah.
them, fam, you're just beautifully you. And you being
Mm,
skinny, it's a non-issue. There's a lot
it's
of beautiful skinny people out there. Look at them and remind yourself, shit, I'm as beautiful as they are too.
mm,
It's just owning.
if
But
not
I
better.
do realize it has to start with you. Because if you
Yes.
don't believe it, because I know people told me
Mm,
this back in the day, and people told me, actually, you're beautiful. I'd be like, fam, at your pussy.
yeah.
Like,
Come on.
because all the time you've been reminded how you're not,
Mm,
you know.
mm,
So you have to start believing it yourself, for then
yes.
people to see that.
To
And
see
somehow,
it.
I don't know whether it's in my head or not, but once I started loving myself, I have
Mm-hmm.
had a lot less people calling out my skinniness as a bad thing. So I don't know, it's because they can see that I'm confident with how I am.
Mm,
A lot of people
yes.
would call out a problem when they
Yes.
see, she has self-esteem issues
Mm,
there. They start
yeah.
poking at it. Yeah. So it has to start with you.
It has to. It has to.
Yeah,
Once you accept yourself, no, nothing can stop you. Nothing and no
exactly.
one. And I love to ask this question. I don't always put it in the structure because
Okay.
I feel like whenever we look into the mirror, we always see, we'll see that pimple, we'll see that mark, we won't
Mm.
point out like the good stuff, and that's why I feel like, you know what, I'm gonna ask people what they see in the mirror and tell them to
You caught
say
me off guard
that,
on that one for sure.
yeah, I'm gonna ask them to say what they love about themselves because we don't say that out loud a lot.
I will pick that up and I will use it on my Instagram lives too. Thank you.
Yes, do it. Please do it. I would love to see. And as many of the all my guests here, they were all like, "Nah, I cannot say that." And I'll be like, "No, say it, please. I want to know." And
Yeah,
then they'll be like, and then they blush, and I'm like, "So cute,"
yeah. It's
because
not because I think society has made us this way. It's made us just call out our problems, like be our worst
yeah.
critics, and not appreciate the
Mm.
good we have. Yeah.
Yes, yes, it's so true. Kamal was sharing like she didn't do her eyebrows the whole of this year and they were in perfect shape, and I was like, "Look at you!"
Mm,
You know,
mm,
she's like,
yeah,
"I'm so shocked."
yeah.
She didn't
Alhamdulillah.
realize that. Can you imagine? Wow, Subhanallah.
Yeah.
Ibtisam, what keeps you going?
What keeps me going?
Yes.
It's so many things in one. What keeps me going in terms of work is I know I can't handle brokenness. So the thought that you can't be broke wakes me
Mm,
up and keeps me going.
mm,
What keeps me grounded is God. Like I have to
mm,
remember, okay, it's God first. So I make sure I pray 5 times a day. As I was reading the other day, how because he's the only person that can take you for when you're in all your emotions, when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're so that's the one person, like not person, one space I go to, like to
mm,
pray and let God like literally guide me through. What keeps me going when I'm down is the beach, as I say, which I can't wait to go
mm,
to inshallah over the weekend. Yes, it's a combination of things that keep
mm,
me going.
mm,
I can't give credit to one.
mm.
But yeah, that's what takes
Mashallah.
me to the next. And
Yeah.
I must also call out, I have a very supportive, close circle. Like
Mm,
people that I know I can call and cry
mm,
when I want to
mm,
cry.
mm.
Um, or call and share great news with them, and I know they would be happy for me.
For
Uh,
you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm also very grateful for that. Very
Yeah.
grateful for that. Yeah, they definitely help in just taking you to the next day and the next day. I'll actually give you
Mm,
a case in point. I think it was 3 weeks ago. I had a really crappy day. Like a really like I couldn't help but like just crying and stuff. And I started texting my brother because my brother is I don't think he's on here, but he's a special kind of stupid. That's why I love him so much. I usually think I'm stupid, but then I meet him and I'm like, "You pussy nimetwa kwako." So I was crying and all that, and I started texting him and telling him how this happened and this happened, this happened, and I was still crying, but he was making me
no.
laugh, you know. So yeah, it's those tiny things, tiny moments that like that just keeps you going, knowing that you have that person that you can call to tell them this is what's happening, yada yada, and they'll fix it for you somehow without even knowing that they're fixing it. They'll fix
Mm-hmm.
it for you. Yeah,
And that is also so crucial because the energy that is around you has to be positive for you to
yeah.
bloom, for you to be positive. And if
Mm,
that is not there, oh my God, then it's terrible. I
yeah.
want to point out that to you, thank you for reminding me that 6 o'clock was not the right time. I struggle with praying a lot. I struggle with the regularly praying. I do pray, but there are days when I miss a lot. Fajr, I struggle with waking up, and when you said it's time for Maghrib, and I was like, it just hit me like, gosh, it really
Right.
hit me, and I was like, no, 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 no. Dean first, and I was like, you know what, we're gonna do it at 7. And I was like, and subhanallah, seriously, I did trade when we were chatting. I think it was the whole time or something. I prayed
Mm.
and I literally cried to God, and I was like, I'm sorry, I was missing prayers.
We live and we learn. But also, I
Yeah.
will give you credit because they say if you feel the guilt,
Mm,
it's a reminder that you have a good heart. I don't remember the exact saying, but it's something about once you realize that once you have that guilt in you that you've done
mm,
wrong,
mm,
it's already an indication that don't despair. It still means you're a good person.
mm.
It's a whole other thing when you don't feel nothing. You're like, ugh, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, alhamdulillah for
That's
all
that.
genders. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, yeah. Okay, Ibtisam, now we're gonna jump. I think we have one question. Let's answer this question and then we can play our game.
I hope
It's
it's
not a
it's not
question. Someone is asking.
it's
Someone is asking to go
7:58.
online. Yeah. No, we can go beyond 1 hour.
Oh, okay.
Instagram allows it nowadays. Yeah.
Oh,
So we're gonna do would you rather questions. 3
okay.
questions. Fast, fast. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, the first one. Would you rather have a job you hate but be able to retire comfortably in 10 years, or have your dream job but have to work until you're 90?
I dream job, my friend.
Huh.
Dream job. I can't. A job I hate. I know myself.
Oh, wow.
I can't. I'd quit. Yo, a job.
So you always
The,
want to
the,
do
the, the
something.
number of hours you spend at work and then you
Mm-hmm.
hate it every day. That means you
Hey.
literally have, like, you spend your life hating what you. No. Let me work until I'm 90, sis.
Okay, that's a good answer actually.
Mm.
Shows that you're all about passion and yeah, to love what you're doing. That's amazing.
No, yeah, I choose
Yeah.
happiness. That's what,
Mm.
yeah, I choose happiness.
Yes, number
Yeah.
one, right, right. Okay, number two. If you could have a talent that could make you famous, what would you rather? Sing, act, dance, be an artist, or influencer?
I already have one of that. It's not making me famous. But I love to dance. Sadly, it's not the most halal thing to do. So what was the other option? Sing,
Sing,
dance.
act, dance, or be an artist?
I wonder if I could be an actor. I wonder.
Yes, I've seen your TikToks. Hello.
All
I
credit
thought
to
you'd
Ivy. Let me
choose
just tell you,
that.
Ivy is the actor in my life. Like, she's the one who brings me back to TikTok, and so usually I just give her the credit. But yeah, I think acting would be fun. Sounds like something I would
Yes.
learn on the job. Yeah.
Yeah. And you would really, I've seen your TikToks. Girl, you are like in your character.
Okay, you're making me really think about that whole TikTok thing now.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
I have so
yes.
many
You,
steps that I need to go do, so maybe I'll get to it. Mariam is
I will
saying
even
dancing.
help
My
you.
friend, I love to dance, but yeah, it's not the
Yeah.
most halal thing to do.
You love to dance?
I love to dance. I'm not saying I
Eh,
know how to. I
uh-uh.
love to though.
Nobody knows how to dance, trust me. Okay, number three. If you could wear only one makeup product for the rest of your life, would you rather lipstick or mascara?
Can I choose Wanja? Like,
I
eyeliner? Like,
know.
'cause yesterday, my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, came home and she's like, "Ibti, what, are you okay?" I'm like, "Fam, it's the Wanja. It's just because I don't have Wanja on. I look sick."
Oh, gee, the same
So I
struggle
would
with
pick
me.
Wanja. Yeah. But if it's
Same
between the two,
struggle
then
with me.
lipstick.
Okay, lipstick.
Yeah.
That
I
same
definitely
struggle
have.
with me. Me,
Mm,
it's just lotion, moisturize my face, draw my eyebrows, and eyeliner, and done.
Yo, yeah, man. Like, I look like a totally different person without Wanja. Like, I look sick. Like, for real, like sick without. I don't understand. But it's
Yeah,
perfectly
I don't
neutral
know.
in my face.
I didn't know that.
Yo, yeah.
Wow. Oh my God.
Mariam is saying
Ibtisam.
music just forces her to move subconsciously. Wallahi, it's true. Like, I could be in a supermarket and I hear music and I have to remind myself, if to stop it, you're in public. Yeah, that's how much I love to dance.
Wow. I didn't know that. I want to see your moves now. We have to do a TikTok
Don't,
together.
don't do that to yourself. No.
Oh, Alhamdulillah. Ibtisam, we've come to the end of the show now. You
For
can share
having me,
any.
Farah.
Thanks so much for being here and sharing some amazing gems. I picked up a lot from you, and yeah, I'm sure our viewers will. This live will be on the IGTV and YouTube as well. So yeah, do share it ahead. And yeah, if there's anything you'd love to share with us, anything we should look forward to on your platforms, and any wise words.
No, I think for me right now, what I've literally been going through is I would like to share a reminder that
Mm-hmm.
when you're not feeling okay, please don't ignore it. Just do something about it. Find and if that doing something means going to see a therapist, go see a therapist. If that
Mm,
something means going to the people that you love, do that. If that something means going to the whatever that thing is for you, don't let yourself stay on the low low. Find
mm.
something to get out of it. Yeah, that would be my reminder for self-care chat with Farah.
Thank you so much. Ibtisam, I forgot one question. What do you do for self care? How do you love yourself?
How do I
Quickly
love
tell
myself?
us. Yeah.
I take myself out on dates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I'm feeling like, you know what, the world is against me, I take myself out on a date. I take myself to the beach. As I said, like I can't stress enough how that is a thing for me. Like it does so
Mm,
much good for me, alhamdulillah. Like, and that I know that is really helpful. So I take myself to the beach or I travel. Like these things really, really like change and help me in terms of caring for myself. Yeah, that's what I do.
oh,
Oh, I also take myself to the spa. Like it's
yes, I
either.
was about to say, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's amazing. Thank you so much, Ibtisam, once again.
Thank you,
Have a
Farah.
lovely evening. Please give my salams to everyone at home.
I will. I will.
Yeah,
Pass
enjoy
them.
yourself
Pass
at the
them.
beach during the weekend, and just bore us with all your beach pictures. Like we really don't care actually. Yeah, just go have fun.
Thanks, Farah. Enjoy your weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow, that was his Ibtisam on this week's episode. So much to learn from her. So much wisdom with business in regards to business and general self love and amazing person. I just love her vibes all the time. Whenever I'm with her, and I definitely want to dance with her. I think so. I don't know if she will, but yeah, let's see what that will, how that will look like. Yeah, it's time for me to say adios too. I'm sorry guys, I'm not doing lives with viewers online. I had a specific guest who I bring online to do these lives. I'm sorry, Nasra. I'm not doing live with the viewers. Yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Next week, I will be doing 3 episodes. So, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I have an amazing lineup next week as well. So, yeah, stay tuned and thank you so much. Remember to take care of yourselves.